What's going on, guys? Hey, Piglet79 here, and welcome back to the 12 Nostalgic Days of Christmas. We're up to day 11, so we got one more day until we can finally put a pin in this year. But until then, we've got two guests to get through today and see what their nostalgic picks are for this episode. Okay, guys, so our first guest is Samantha Azira. She's just gotten back into YouTube again. She did it a little early on, took a break, and she's back again. So let's give her a warm welcome for her first appearance on the 12 Nostalgic Days of Christmas.
All right, the 12 days of nostalgia. The thing that I'm super nostalgic for is those car rides home. And what I mean by that is I mentioned probably numerous times throughout my videos that when I was 9 years old, I got a Kiwi Green Game Boy Color and a copy of Pokemon Yellow. And so every time we would get in the car, I would immediately turn on that Game Boy and just start playing that game. Like we would get to the store, my parents would be like, "Come on, let's go." And I was so just into the game that I would be like, "Sorry, I need to save, just hold on, wait." Do you guys remember playing in the car in the 90s and hearing the false thing that it was illegal to turn the light on? So you had to hope that you hit the street lamps right, or I mean, if you were lucky, you got a worm light. You just got this just about that much light to play with. But playing handhelds in the car, I'm crazy nostalgic for. And not only when I was 9, but when the Game Boy Advance came out, I got a purple one. And Pokemon Ruby came out, and I was every Wednesday I was going to a youth group with my friends, and we would all play on the way there and trade and talk about completing the Pokédex. And so when it comes to nostalgia, I mean, there's a lot to it. You know, Pokemon, Nintendo, it's all there throughout my entire childhood. But nothing beats those car rides or bus rides, actually. When I was in school, I would be playing, my copy of Pokemon, and then my friend would be like, "Oh, you're stuck, I'll help you out, here's my Game Boy, go catch some Pokemon for me." And we would share tips and tricks, and it was just kind of something you don't get nowadays. When you're playing online, you can just trade with people and you'd be done with it, or play online with each other, you never have to see each other's faces. But back in the day, if you wanted to trade with somebody on the bus, you had to have your copy and their copy and a trading cord, and you had to talk face to face. And honestly, that built the best memories, at least for me. It's something we're never gonna get back. And so that just that sweet nostalgia for those handheld systems, I mean, nothing better. Thank you so much for inviting me to participate in this. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Wow, a lot of people this year seem to have picked Game Boy or Game Boy SP, Game Boy Light, Game Boy Color, some kind of a variant of the Game Boy this year. And why not? I mean, it's such a great handheld console. It really was the leader in the handheld consoles from the get-go. And it continues to be Nintendo pretty triumphing the whole handheld market and landscape of video gaming. So, with that, let's move on to our second guest. Our second guest is Peter from Waves and Games. You might have seen Peter early on in a lot of Do You Nerd videos, but he has done his own channel, and he's a fantastic music composer and just a great editor, and just comes out with some great ideas on his channel. So definitely check out his channel as well as Samantha's channel. So with that, let's see what Peter has for us today.
What's up, Wave Riders? It's me, Peter from Waves and Games. Sean, thank you for letting me be a part of the 12 Nostalgic Days of Christmas. To me, nostalgia is that feeling of wanting to go back and relive a moment. And the moment that I want to talk about today includes the game Sly Cooper and the book Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So we're going to go back to 2011. I had just gotten married to my wife, and the last Harry Potter movie was coming out. And I was selling pest control door to door at the time, and so my sales team decided that we would all dress up and go and watch the last Harry Potter movie together. So before we went to the movie, I mentioned to my wife how funny I thought it was that all of us were dressing up to go see a film for a book series none of us had read. And when she found that I had not read Harry Potter, oh man. So she grabbed Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and brought it along in the car with us and started to read it to me as we got to the movie. And then after the movie, she continued to read the book. So while she read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone to me, I played through Sly Cooper with the sound off, and that's kind of like a cardinal sin to me because I love game audio and game music. And after that first night of reading Harry Potter and playing games, it kind of became our thing. So for the next 5 or 6 months, we would just be reading Harry Potter while I was playing through like Sly Cooper 2 and Hot Shots Golf 4 and a bunch of other PlayStation 2 games, because that's all we had at the time was PlayStation 2 and NES. I mean, NES it's good, but it's not PlayStation 2. And now that the years have gone by and we have kids, we have less time to just sit around and read and play video games together. There's something magical about that moment. It was perfect for us at that time. And it's just one of my favorite memories.
Well, that is a fantastic memory of playing video games while your wife reads stories at the same time. That is a pretty great, awesome bonding time to have with your significant other. And you know what? That might be something that I might want to try out. Sometimes my wife likes to read and do stuff while I'm playing games or something. So maybe we can combine the two and kind of share our interests at the same time. That's pretty cool. All right, guys. So now it's time for me to pick my 11th pick this year. With this being the third year, it's getting so hard to pick things to talk about because I start to run out of things I'm nostalgic about or things that bring up nostalgia. But all of a sudden, I was sitting there thinking of what I could talk about when I was sitting in my office/game room. And I looked over, and it just totally dawned on me. So unfortunately, it's something I can't show here. So we're going to have to take a little trip to the game room. Okay, guys, so here it is. My item is the CRT in my room. It's basically CRTs in general that I'm talking about, but this is the one I'm currently using and currently have in my game room. It is a Sony Trinitron 27-inch, and yeah, I love this thing. It brings me back to my childhood. Now, we didn't have anything as advanced as this TV back in the day, but just CRTs in general just send me back to my childhood whenever I see them, whether they're in a thrift store on the side of the road, anywhere. Whenever I see one, I just think, wow, you know, we've come a long way with technology, but this always brings me back. Now, when I play this, I am generally just sitting on the floor like I did back in the day as a kid. So every time I turn this on and play any of my retro games and systems, and I'm sitting on the floor, it just brings me right back to those days. Running in from outside, rushing to the TV in a friend's room or in my own bedroom or in the living room, and just plopping down on that big shag carpet and just plugging away at those A and B buttons in that D-pad, playing some NES. So yeah, back in the day, I had obviously a smaller TV than this. This is like a 27-inch, but in my room, I had a black and white. It was either 8 or 10-inch TV on top of my dresser, and yeah, we would play that in no color, and I still loved it. And I would have to smack it a few times sometimes to keep the screen from rolling, because you'd get that rolling like effect, and I'd have to hit it, or that like the wavy. And I'd have to smack it to get it to work. Eventually, I got a color TV in my room. It was always a hand-me-down. Never had a new TV, though. It's always hand-me-downs from other people. So, yeah, this is it. This is my nostalgic item, is the CRT. And I have I should add that I do have the original remote for it and the instruction manual when I picked this up from a person. I picked this up maybe about 3 years ago. That's the model right there. And number, if anyone's interested in which one I have there. But yeah, I have composite component cables running from the back all the way around my room to behind me, where you see this shelving. You can see my reflection, where all my systems are hooked up, or behind me, and the TV's in front of me. And I have cables running all the way around the room back there to switch boxes that everything's put in, so I can turn on any system I want. Someday I'll maybe go through that if I do a room tour or just a setup tour. But I also deck it out with fellow YouTuber stickers and just random stickers I get. that I like, and I stick them on here. Yeah, down here I got RGT and Video Games Monthly, Famicom controller, and Video Games Dust Sleeve. I just stick them on here, the ones I like. Obviously, if you have a YouTube channel and you send me a sticker, it's going to go on the CRT. I mean, I love Do You Nerd so much, and there's 2 of them, so I gotta love them twice, right? Got my J-Love, my Square Pixels, who I just met. I got my Bay Nintendo right there. Yeah, so if you want a sticker on the old 8-bit Glitch 79 CRT, get in touch with me and you can send it my way. I also store a lot of my hats just on top here that I wear, and I got Spyro guarding the top right there. So that's it, guys. Alright guys, so I hope you loved that little bit of nostalgia about the CRT and what it means to me and what kind of memories it brings up and why I think I'll always have some sort of CRT in my home, probably till the end of time. It's just something about it that's just very reminiscent of my childhood. I mean, it's the kind of technology I grew up with, and something that I'll always cherish, being a retro gamer. Alright guys, so that concludes our day 11 of the 12 nostalgic days of Christmas. Tomorrow is the final one, Christmas Eve, the 12th day. I can't believe I made it through this year so far, and you need to stay tuned for tomorrow's episode because it is going to be a banger. That's right, we don't have just 1, 2, 3, we have 4 guests tomorrow on our episode, and we're also going to be drawing for the winner of our VGM box giveaway. If you kind of missed out on that, go back and check out day number 6, where we reveal the giveaway of the box, and we have a great message from the VGM guys. And in that video, make sure you make a comment of what your favorite Christmas gift ever was down in the comments. And on tomorrow's episode, we'll be drawing the comments from there and picking a winner of the $50 VGM giveaway box. So with that, guys, I'm glitching out.